G'day everybody, Strangers103 here today with a replay cast. Wait, why Strangers? No, that's right, that's me playing on a friend of mine's account. No, this is not the test server, despite what Kamaku has after his name, _EU. This is, in fact, me, playing on live. Anyways, this is the first ever game for me on live server with USS Shitway. And I kind of wanted to share this game with you guys for that reason. It was actually quite a, by all means, solid game, and as you guys can see, 2-1-2. Let me just quickly select all the squadrons, speed this up a little bit, because trying to get these ship planes going takes days. As you can see, let's put this back in. I am now moving my ship slightly further up north of the map, and as you can see, torpedo bombers up in the air first, then I will launch both my fighters and then the dive bombers. The reason I'm doing, well, my thought process behind this was certainly because in the event I meet an enemy DD at Charlie, I kind of want to be able to get a drop off before an enemy CV tries to pull, for example, a funny on me. Now, Data said that the enemy carrier is really shit and loves to stack, and I know he's not really that great, but look, more on that later. You'll see the hilarity of what ensues later yourself.
Group 5, maintain
yeah.
present course.
While we wait for actually some shit to fucking happen, first OMFG episode will probably be regarding carriers in some way, shape, or form. Excuse me. And like I said, the Warspite cinematic replay will hopefully be out later this week. Excuse me. But yeah. Anyways, moving on with this game, I've got both my fighters reasonably center-aligned. Torpedo bombers headed into sea, but our destroyer has gotten a quite early initial cap on it, but we're now being locked. But the problem is, a bunch of cruisers down there, I don't really want to mess with them, so I'm pretty much just flying towards the middle to see if there aren't any exposed battleships like there often are. What the fuck? Ooh, okay, that makes sense. Why? Yeah. I order the fighter that's strafed to deal with the enemy's fighter squadron, and the second group that still has ammo to just wipe the rest of the strike wings. And yeah, that went well for him, didn't it? 2 torpedo bombers left, so I honestly couldn't care less. The enemy fighters haven't even engaged my fighter group because you can see they're getting fucking murdered. So I've used quite a significant chunk of ammo. Enemy Tidbits damage controls parties 1 random fire, so have a nice day. Anyways, for some reason I bring one of my fighter squadrons along with me. In my opinion, quite poor play, and as you can see, my dive bombers are getting shat on big time, but it doesn't really matter since I still set 2 fires, 3 torpedo bomber hits, and a flooding. That Derpis is having a really, really bad day. Sorry about my my voice. It's really warm outside. But yeah, I order everything to cycle as the enemy carrier is basically going to be spending the next minute and a half launching aircraft as well. However, I will be at a slight disadvantage because my planes do have to travel a significant distance, and keeping that in mind, I did kill him a while ago, basically, so it would, you know, take me quite a while to cycle all these studded planes. You can see that enemy Tidbit is having a bad day because you don't damage control party the first retarded random fire. You die. And he's gone invisible, doesn't matter, the flooding's still ticking, and bam.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship. Off to a great start.
Destroyed an enemy battleship and off to a great start. And my plane's slowly getting back on the ship. Maybe in a year I can actually get to do something useful with them again. Because USS Shitway. Not only that, looking at the map, 16 kilometers, surface detectability range, you don't want to be putting yourself in a position where you're unable to get away, or you have some random shit trying to chase your ass because you're spotted at almost a range where a fucking 20.3 centimeter equipped cruiser can shoot you invisible. So much for concealment. Anyways, my planes are finally getting into a position where I'm able to take them off again.
Maintaining present course.
This time I opt to launch a dive bomber squadron first, then get both my fighters, then get the torpedo and dive bomber up as well, because, well, first of all, the dive bomber is what happened to be ready first, so get those into the air. By now, the enemy strike wings should be getting into the air. He does stack them and then just order them all to clusterfuck on top of each other, so that does give me, I guess you could say, an advantage in time, because he spends all this time doing jack shit, stacks them all up for you, just so you can strafe them all to shit.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
So yeah. Anyways, look at that. What have we got here? More enemy shit. My fighters are most likely not really going to be able to enter an effective range where they can do much, but regardless, I commit to strafing air. What the shit? Look at that. Just look at that. But yeah, at the moment, not exactly paying attention to my dive bombers. However, I sent them this direction specifically to attack that enemy North Carolina. I leave my fighters on auto attack against the enemy. My number 2 squadron finish off the enemy fighter group, and so much for attacking the torpedo bombers. I misclicked them. They just flew past doing jack shit. Anyways, enemy North Carolina 4 dive bomber hits 3 fires. Quite a heavy hit. Anyways, now I don't know what I'm trying to do with my number 2 squadron right now. Just a little word. It's got pretty much no ammo, and I'm sending it to go kill an enemy float plane fighter. That really honestly doesn't make much sense, because my torpedo bombers, at this point, if the North Carolina had put the fire out through a damage control party, would have more than enough alpha to just kill it in one run. But, hey, I saw a shimmer. And as you can see, with the badge, the North Carolina probably didn't have a damage control party available. Burns to death. And now I'm sitting here with a fighter squadron that doesn't have any ammo in the middle of fucking nowhere doing nothing. Yeah, so much for that. So that's a slight misplay on my end. I didn't actually notice the fact that it was pretty much out of ammo for quite a while, and now my division mate not so happy with the enemy's division, and well, he asked me to try coming and attacking. MCF Jester triggers his defensive AA quite early on this one. I only lose 1 plane on the egress, so I simply wait him out. I'll be back. Anyways, I know Jester's a great player. He surely is. So my wonder was, would he have played as he did if he knew it had been me? Anyways, Chris Deswaba, defensive AA off the Dewan, gone. I don't spend too much time under the defensive AA influence, but I'm still just trying to get whatever strike I can in. I'm trying to fly the torpedo bombers along the long end of this, would really just get them all shot to shit, so I ordered them to drop a somewhat ugly looking drop. However, it does score hits. I do cause a flooding. It doesn't have a damage control party, and he's getting fucked. Have a nice day. Yeah, speaking of fucked, our Iowa is certainly going to have a very bad day as well. 3,760 health Shibakaza, 1,730 health Fubuki. At close range, has to deal with the battleships as well. Correction, make that a Benson in there as well. Yeah, have a nice day. Anyway, there goes the enemy Yamato that my division mate Reita surely wanted me to get rid of. Sadly, I'm unable to protect their Iowa from the initial dive bomber strike. However, I do clip the 2nd squadron coming in, completely eradicating it on the way out, using some ammo to kill off the remaining one on the way out. Another squadron coming in. This time he hasn't opted to stack them properly. Now, I'm just gonna do the same old, hi, I'm gonna head on straight for you because USS Shitway doesn't give a fuck. Look at that. I do kill off a couple of his dive bombers before they reach my Iowa, And because I have such a stupidly large amount of replacements, and I have such a massive AS advantage over my opponent carrier already, I'm more than willing to lose a couple of fighters to get him out of the way. Here, helping Teacup Beauty off an enemy Hindenburg, because our team is really doing quite poorly. As we can see, this Iowa just got shut down. And however, we did manage to get rid of 2 of their destroyers, currently leaving, I believe, only the Benson. Yes, it is only the Benson alive against our Shitway, who certainly would be a good asset on this map for us now if he's able to stay alive. And the enemy carrier's already placed his strike, so he's pretty much combat ineffective for the moment. He does have his fighter squadrons, but what the fuck are you doing, like, next to an Iowa? Yeah, that went well for you, didn't it? Anyways, our Shimakaza catching the enemy's Yamato off guard, sending in a great wall of fucking torpedoes in. That Yamato is fucked. See ya. I'll see you in Yasukuni, I guess. Or not. The shit. Let me control that. He gets away with pretty much no health whatsoever, but currently that's not the focal point of my attention. He's low enough HP that I can come in and delete him with a couple of dive bomber squadrons and a torpedo bomber squadron if I must, using, say, using the torpedo bomber squadron or dive bomber squadron to bait out just as defensive AA. But here, my primary focus is to help out my division mate in getting rid of the Hindenburg, who really does not appear to be having defensive AA. And there's my high caliber. I leave my the only current airborne fighter squadron between my division mate and the enemy Hindenburg in the event that he has opted to dispense skill, as we watch our Shima get shat on, because that's what you do in a Shima, right? But yes, the Yamato is currently having what you could say, a very bad day, and there you go, Duman getting quite lucky with his defensive AA charge, clipping a bunch of planes really, really fast, but I know he's used his defensive AA, so I can send the dive bombers in later on. And now, with pretty much all my aircraft, my slight wings doing jack shit, one of them is taking off, the other one flying back, and the third torpedo bomber got shot to shit and died. I'm trying to bring a fighter over to help the Shimakaza. Right now, doing a strafing, it's mostly aimed at trying to kill as many of the incoming planes as possible. However, since the planes on the way out very conveniently happen to fly alongside the pointer aim, if you want, I managed to completely eradicate that group as well. And using the remaining squadron just to farm up the remaining dive bombers, so, well, I know it's a shitway, it's got a lot of replacements, but you won't be able to sustain just wasting planes the way he currently is. There is no way he's in a position to just accept so many losses. It won't work out for him. Even for a shitway, because I'm already on 66 planes shot down. My division mate Reita, who's under attack, also has some planes shot down as well. Yeah, right now I'm noticing that my dive bomber flying right up the ass of Jester is not taking damage. It is in fact the fighter getting engaged. He's probably trying to save the Benson from being spotted, but take a beauty. I'm accepting the fact that my fighters are going to get murdered. And the Benson's actually engaged with guns, my division mate, so he's not going to be going concealed unless he does that. Put a smoke screen.
Group 6.
Yes, sending one of the fighter squadrons, which were actually under attack by the Demoine. I'm sending it around to try to support Reita, since he is currently absorbing some of the enemy carrier attention while we capture the enemy Demoine in a crossfire. Now, Hindenburg versus Demoine at this kind of range, Hindenburg does have the advantage in that if he is able to get it close enough, he has torpedoes that can severely fuck a Demoine. Which means that the Demoine cannot put himself in a position where he's going to expose himself. And the enemy Benson has already dispensed his skill into the void. Now I'm sending a torpedo bomber squadron to chase off the enemy's Hindenburg, who could potentially soon be chasing Teacup Beauty's Hindenburg, and there you go, spotted on the map. He still probably has a minute-ish left of free time to kill off the group in front of him before the Hindenburg behind would catch up. He dispenses a set of torpedoes against the Demoine, which in my opinion were pretty much not worth anything. And there you can see an inbound dive bomber squadron with only 4 aircraft. The enemy carrier is actually getting deplaned. Now I leave a dive bomber I bring it along, but I'm pretty soon, I believe, gonna send it back to assist my division mate, seeing as the Hindenburg has just eaten 4 fucking torpedoes. And the enemy Benson is going to be having his torpedoes ready. I tried to do some RNG clicking on him, but hey, sod it. My division mate actually kills him. And I see another dive bomber squadron. This one actually on full HP coming in. Since the enemy Benson's been shut down, I send my dive bomber over to try hit the enemy Hindenburg. I use auto attacks against the enemy's dive bombers. In my opinion, I should have used the I should have used a strafing and just wipe the initial group, but
Group 6.
it doesn't really matter. Data would have had his defensive AA up, and as you can see in chat, I've left a little message. It's me. You know, really as a hey, you know, it's me. Would you have done this if you had known it was, or would you have ignored? You know, would you have done what you did this game if you know, didn't know it was me? Anyways, Hedata's defensive AA completely eradicating the enemy torpedo bomber squadron coming in after him. 4 minutes left of the game. We control all, basically, 2 of the caps. The enemy Hindenburg, 30,000 HP, very low, and all my strike is in a position to be able to concentrate on attacking him. We know he doesn't appear to have defensive AA, and my Hindenburg is, let me put that away, on a significantly better health state than him, not to mention the fact that
5. We're under attack.
my dive bombers are going to be able to provide some utility, such as damage over time, stacks, and, you know, alpha damage, because lol US 1,000-pound semi-armor piercing bomb. Makes sense, comrade. So yeah, this guy's on 3,000 health. He's just recently used a heal. He doesn't have any health left. My Hindenburg does. He's fucked. And here we are. Data's open fire on the enemy's Shitway, who is pretty much deplaned by now, actually. Sadly, he's not, you know, doesn't seem to be launching anything more. I would like to get a clear sky out of this, but, you know, he's given up. And at the end of the day, it's not my account, so I would really just be getting clear skies for somebody else. Not like I really mind. At the end of the day, performance is performance, and yeah, I'm sending my torpedo bombers in. You can see the guy's pretty much just railroading along. Well, now he's noticed what's up, and if I hold the Alt button, there you go, you can see he did actually trip a defensive AA early, but I anticipated he would, and I saw that he had started turning in, so I made the commit before the time that the carrier's defensive AA would need to actually kick in, and I still managed to score 2 hits. And there you go. So you can see 16 kilometers, Shitway surface detectability range, and yeah, here we go. This game is over. We win. The question is, who is going to be able to get the kill in this last Shitway? We're currently all 3 kills apiece. 7,000 health, 5,000 health, defensive AA kicking in, but by the time the bombs would drop, I only need 1 hit, and bam! I do actually manage to get the kill. Victory for our team: 603,000 credits, 603,909 credits, 8,323 experience. This was the first win, 417 free experience. Witherer very early in the game, high caliber and first blood off the enemy's derpit, so derped out by using his damage control party. I can talk, guys. I can talk. He used his damage control party for 1 random retarded fire that pretty much did nothing, so he suffered the consequences of getting fucked over by a full damage over time stack. 11 torpedo hits, not that much. 22 dive bomber hits, 12 fire set. A lot of solid damage over time. This game, considering my alpha damage straight up wasn't that good. 260,000 damage, 300 overall, 382 on top. As you can see, 11 torpedoes would not be able to do that. 22 dive bomber hits really would not outright be able to pull it up. But we'll see in the detailed report screen very soon. Second on the team's experience, 2,774 base, 3,600 by data in his Thou, or as I like to call her, the Senjo, 31 playing kill, 69 for me, with some random planes, 13-7, 7-5-2-1, spread further along down in the team list. Certainly not enough to completely deplane a Shitway just like that. Well, actually, no. If none of those are float planes, then yes, the enemy Shitway would actually have been in a position to be called deplaned. Having a look at the detailed report, 73,510 damage against the enemy Tate Pits in the beginning. He used the heal to counter the amount of damage I had left on him. Thank you very much for that. Good farm, brother. Good farm. As you can see, 74,408 fire damage, 42,780 flooding damage in total this game. Again, a little bit more, which I managed to farm off the Yamato and North Carolina, two enemy battleships, which certainly weren't playing too great. The enemy North Carolina broadside onto our fleet, trying to reverse, presenting a very good, juicy target. Didn't have his damage control party online. 3 fires completely fucked his ass over. And as well, the Yamato, knowing that he had used his damage control party, you guys sadly didn't get to see it on screen. However, that was a call out over TeamSpeak, so I knew he was very open to attack. 63,339 damage against him. The Raw Torpedo Bomber Alpha and Dive Bomber Alpha wasn't that great. However, it was the flooding that would have done a large amount of the damage here. I'm going to go out on a whim and say probably about 20,000 of that, 20,000 of that was flooding, and 20-ish probably was from fires. And then the rest of it would have been Torpedo Bomber and Dive Bomber Alpha Strike. Well, slightly less than that in fire and flooding, I would probably say. And North Carolina, about, I think, what was it, 10k, just short of 10k if I remember correctly. Dive Bomber, Raw Alpha Strike against him. And the rest of it, 3 fires, having a bad day. Really, really bad day. Shitway, 23,792 damage, 2 torpedo hits on him, flooding on him as well, I believe. And then, of course, at the end, I think I got 700 damage off the Dive Bomber Squadron, finishing off. Hindenburg, 54,000 damage. He did heal quite a bit of the damage I caused on him early with a little bit of the fire damage I was aiming to get on him, mostly just to annoy him. However, he pretty much ignored my torpedo bombers, 8-4, and got fucked. And at the end there, Jester, 8,130 damage. It's a fucking dub one. Didn't really want to have too much to deal with that. But yeah. As a game, the first ever, in fact, Shitway game I ever played on live server, albeit not on my own account. What's my verdict on the ship? Well, for those of you guys that may have seen my previous stream, I called it Operation Get Shitway. I'm actually trying to grind for one right now. I've always kind of wanted to slowly get through it, but I hated the SX. I never really enjoyed it that much, but I just set off an evening to grind it, and I'm only missing 25,000 experience to get the Shitway right now without spending free experience, and I will probably play it in the beginning part of it 2-on-2. I will free XP the aircraft, but I will unlock the 113 loadout off my own. But yeah. Another thing to note, actually, aircraft lost 52. This 19 fighters lost in a Hakuryu would have meant you were out of fighters, basically. 19 dive bombers lost, not a major issue. 14 torpedo bombers lost, not a major issue for Shitway at all. 136 total aircraft, which, by the way, you can actually you actually have more replacement aircraft after deducting the aircraft in the air than the Hakuryu has in total aircraft capacity. You can have 102 with air supremacy on the captain, 102 aircraft replacement in the Shitway, whereas Hakuryu only has 102 aircraft total, and I believe 63 with AS aircraft replacements in total. Not a lot, so you do need to be careful in the Hakuryu. The Hakuryu certainly plays the aggressive early game better than the Shitway, but the Shitway, in a situation like this, where you can sustain your late game play, is in fact superior. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Hopefully, for me, I can get myself a Shitway soon, like I mentioned about the Warspite cinematic replays and hopefully the first episode of OMFG. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go over this now. I've been going on for about like 20 odd minutes right now. watch the Tidbits channel update video posted a couple of days ago, and you'll hopefully get the idea of what it is. I'll just tell you what OMFG means. It's not oh my fucking god. Well, you could treat it as such, but it's either Operation Must Fix Game or Operation Make Functional Game. Depends on how you want to look at it. It's basically just fuck it, I'm not going to explain. Go watch the other fucking video. Whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.